afternoon, Jets Nation. Welcome to the Jets Show. And the 7th day of training camp has concluded, and here are the top takeaways from today. So the New York Jets have their first padded practice of the season today, and you know what it means when pads are on. Players can hit, and sometimes if a player is hit the wrong way, they can get injured. And the New York Jets had a couple players get injured today. So Chuma Adoga and Jabari Zuniga both suffered minor injuries. And Cameron Clark got diagnosed with a spinal cord contusion, which is a very serious injury. I mean, he's going to be out for 6 months. He's going to miss the entire season, which is definitely sad to see. But the most important takeaway from this is that Clark is healthy. I mean, I would rather Cameron Clark be alive and healthy than playing for the Jets this season. I mean, it sucks he's going to miss it, but I would rather him be alive and healthy. I also want to mention, before we talk about player performances, that George Fant was back on the field today. He missed all the other practices leading up to this one because he was on the COVID/reserve list. Now let's talk about some player performances, starting off with Zach Wilson, as we always do. So today was his 22nd birthday, but that didn't give him any extra feel in practice because he had an okay day. Now, an okay day for a rookie QB is a good day, because that means they're not making any stupid decisions. They're not throwing any interceptions, holding on to the ball for too long. Wilson took care of it today, didn't throw any picks. And I was actually surprised because this is his first ever padded practice as an NFL player. I thought maybe the pads were going to mess up his throwing mechanics a little bit. But nope, he was completely fine today. I mean, he did have a couple bad throws here and there, but overall it was a pretty solid day from Zach Wilson. His fellow receiver Elijah Moore, though, was a stud today. He had a really long catch against Lawson and Lawson and was working with the first team. I mean, our media reporter said it wasn't going to be long before Elijah Moore was working with the ones, and now is that day. I mean, he's just so talented. I mean, the fact that he's getting this wide open against veteran cornerbacks is just unreal. I mean, I know Blessing and Austin isn't the best corner in the world, but he's still a veteran, and he actually had a good day today. So the fact that Elijah Moore is just getting this wide open against these veteran corners is absolutely crazy, and teams that passed on him are really going to regret it because he's going to be the next Odell Beckham Jr. Now, Carl Lawson, our newly signed edge rusher, was also a beast today. He had 2 sacks. I mean, nothing can stop this guy, and it really does look like the Jets have found themselves a true number 1 edge rusher, something we haven't had since 2005. And the best part is, he's beating Mekhi Becton with these sacks. Now, I can see how this causes for concern, but it shouldn't. I mean, as Becton said, iron sharpens iron. I mean, because Becton is getting beat by Lawson, he's learning his techniques. He's learning techniques that good NFL edge rushers use. And because Lawson's getting past Becton, he's learning how to get past some of the top tackles in the NFL. So iron really does shaping iron. So Carl Lawson, being a beast, is also making Mekhi Becton a better player. And Bryce Huff, an undrafted free agent from last year, had a sack today. He beat out Morgan Moses. Now, Vinny Curry is going to be out for the first 2 weeks of the season, and with Bryce Huff having a sack today, maybe that means more good things in the future, and maybe that means he can start for the first 2 weeks of the season. Vincent Smith and DJ Montgomery, who are 2 receivers fighting for roster spots, have been really good all throughout training camp, and today they made themselves some pretty good plays. And if they can play good in preseason games, I really do think these 2 receivers can make the rosters as wide receiver, 6s and 7s. Braxton Berrios also had himself a solid day as well. He hasn't really been as active in training camp. I mean, I know he had a great OTA, but I still think he's going to make the roster anyway just because he has a lot of NFL experience and is a solid receiver. Now, a little update on the kicking competition. So Chris Nacker hit all 4 of his field goals today, while Matt Amendola, almost said Danny Amendola, hit 3 out of his 4. Now, Matt Amendola is recently signed, but I don't even know why the Jets signed him, because it's Nagger's season, baby. And that's all I gotta say. Chris Nagger's gonna win the kicking competition. And for our final takeaway of the day, let's talk about Michael Carter getting an interception today. Now, based on what the media said, it was a really nice pick. The Jets haven't released a video of it yet, but I can't wait to see it because I mean, Michael Carter has been a solid corner for us all throughout camp. He hasn't been making any plays, but now with him getting this interception, I'm really starting to think he has a good chance at becoming the starting slot cornerback. I mean, I know he was going up against Javon Goodger, who doesn't have too much NFL experience, but now with him getting this pick and him just having a good training camp, I definitely think that bolsters his chances of winning the job. Well, that's all I got for you guys today. If you ended up enjoying, let me know by hitting the subscribe and like button. Hi, the Middle Initial podcast, I said I was going to be on it tonight, and I actually was. It comes out Wednesday. So make sure you guys follow them on Spotify, because it was an amazing podcast. Had an awesome time with them. Make sure you guys also check them out on Twitter. Just follow them wherever you can, because they definitely deserve all the follows they can get. They have a really amazing podcast, and you guys definitely need to check them out. I mean, they hooked me up with a sweet new logo. I mean, they're great people. They have a great show, and you guys should just definitely check them out. Comment down below what you thought of today's video, and if for some reason the comments are turned off, just hit me up on my social medias at Jude_Dutz on Instagram and Twitter. Also, wouldn't mind if you follow them as well. I'll give you guys some more content over there as well. Well, I'm your host, Jude, signing off for now. See you later.